Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Russell County Board of Supervisors, December the 8th at 6 p.m. I'll first start off with roll call and order. Andrew Hensley.
Here.
Luann Wallace.
Here.
Tara Dye.
Here.
Steve Brady.
Here.
Rebecca Dye.
Here.
Nate Kaiser, he called, he's on his way. And Mr. Eaton.
Here.
Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Lonzo. First, I want to say I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and everybody ate enough and continue to eat and eat and eat like I did after the fact. But and hopefully, you know, everybody will have a good Christmas. And we're truly blessed. We're going to have some people coming tonight to represent us, to enlighten us on some great things happening in our county, and we're so blessed with that. And well, first, I'd like to ask Caleb to give us the invocation, and then we're going to do the pledge. If everybody would stand, please.
Let us pray. Father God, Lord, we love you. We thank you. We praise you today, Father. Father, we thank you for this time that we get to be together, and we thank you for allowing us to be a part of our local government, Father. Father, as we come into this Christmas season, we ask that you remind us that this season is just all about you, Father. Lead us, guide us, and direct us in everything that we do, for it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, need approval of the agenda, and I think we have a couple of add-ons to that.
We do. Mr. Chairman, under presentations, we need to add an item number 3 for Larry Hughes and Eric McReynolds to do a discussion about, I guess, our 2A resolution. And under county attorney's reports, under item number 7, need to add resolution to move the size of the Board of Supervisors from 7 down to 5 to adjust our precincts. Need to discuss that. That's all I have. So I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda with those modifications.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? I'll start with
Andrew.
Andrew.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Thank you. Okay, the first presentation we have is Ernie McFadden with our IDA. And Ron's here also. Thank you, Ron, for attending.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time tonight. As you've seen over the last little bit, we've had some successes with some of our developments and some announcements coming out, one more coming out here in just the next few days. So things are going well on the economic side. Thank you for all your help. We couldn't do it without you. It takes all of us. Primarily what I'm here tonight to talk about is another large development that we're working on. Could be a game changer for the county, give us some opportunity that we may never have seen before. In order to do that, we need to be competitive with our neighbors. Several years ago, the counties around us made a modification to a machine and tool tax for electronic data equipment. And in order for us to be competitive, we need to be in the same spot. So I would ask you to consider matching that rate that they have set forth some years ago to make us competitive and to move this project that we have currently going, move it forward. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have regarding that.
Does any of the board have any current questions? We really appreciate the hard work, everything that you're doing, all the things that's coming into the county. It's going to provide some great jobs and some great opportunity. Thank you.
You've been blessed. Thank you.
Okay, next on the list, we have Bryant Skeens, the Russell County Sheriff Department, on the MOU Mutual Search and Rescue and Swift Water Rescue Services.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. How's everybody this evening? We have an MOU, which is to expand our swiftwater and search and rescue program. I think all of you know kind of where this thing has been coming and where we're going. Cleveland Life Saving Crew started a swiftwater rescue team about 4 years ago. It takes a lot of personnel to perform a rescue like that. A couple months ago, some representatives from St. Paul Fire Department in the town of St. Paul came to me requesting to get involved in that program. They wanted to try to enhance the response that we can have to swiftwater rescues in the county. So we talked about that, and since then, we've also kind of undertaken the county search and rescue efforts that were being performed by Russell County Combined Search and Rescue. That entity has dissolved and agreed to put all of their stuff under this MOU. So this group will be performing ground search and rescue, swiftwater and stillwater rescue. And the idea of it is to eventually get this team registered through VDM Region 4 so they can be a regional asset. That comes with funding. It's more opportunities for grant money. It's also opportunities for FEMA funding if you get deployed to other regions and things like that. So through Chad Monday, the town manager for St. Paul, I'm sure some of you guys know him. He's really good at developing things like this and putting paperwork together. And we've been in contact. Glade Springs in Washington County has a swiftwater rescue asset. Big Rock Fire Department over in Buchanan County has a swiftwater rescue asset. So they all want to work together with us and us form a regional team to respond to these emergencies throughout the 4-county area. So this MOU encompasses Washington County, Wise County, Russell County, Dickinson County, the town of St. Paul, and the town of Lebanon. The 2 towns are listed for the St. Paul Fire Department and Lebanon Fire Department representatives to participate. And then it lists individually Cleveland Life Saving Crew and Big Rock Fire Department as both self-entities. This is not asking for any money or anything like that. It's just for you guys to agree that we all work together with the surrounding counties to perform these services. That's all we're looking for. Sheriff Watson has agreed. We have a couple deputies that have went through the water rescue program. He's agreed to use some equipment and those guys to help with these services. And there's a lot more growing to do. I've had several conversations with Brian Saunders from VDM. He takes care of their search and rescue programs. And he's told us some things that we need to do. Get this off the ground, get it up and running, be functioning for about a year, and then talk to them more about becoming a registered asset with them. So Bristol Fire Department's water rescue team is one of their assets now, and we kind of like to maybe follow in those footsteps. So this is just getting us headed in that direction. So I'm just hoping you guys will approve the MOU, and we can just work with everybody. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to
Any
try to answer
board
them.
member have any questions? Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Has Tyler looked at this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're okay with it?
Yes, we need a motion for approval.
You want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we go ahead and approve this MOU.
I'll second it, and I've got a question here. Is there opportunity to expand to other counties, Scott and some of the adjoiners?
100%. We haven't made contact with them as of yet. Every county we've talked to is very eager to get involved in doing this together. And if you have a regional response to something, say Cleveland Life Saving Crew can send 2 people, Lebanon Fire 2, St. Paul Fire 2, and you combine, so it doesn't limit your resources here in this county. If you send 2 or 3 from each agency, you can send a team, but it doesn't hurt us if something happens here. So I would like for us to reach out to Scott, Tazewell, Buchanan,
I
all
just
of our
happen to
surrounding
think of Scott,
jurisdictions.
because further you get down the river, when it floods, it gets worse and worse as you go.
And I don't mind if, with your all's permission, I'll reach out to those county administrators and see if they'd be interested in joining on this. I think we could definitely do
The
that.
more the better, yeah.
Sure.
Within the motion, would you want to, I guess, the authority would be, I guess, the lawyer can answer this, that they'd have the authority to add any additional counties where that have to be brought back to us for approval?
You could do it either way. So you could either give them broad authority to bring in any other agencies, or have them bring each individual agency back to you for individual approval. So either
My
way.
recommendation would be able to give them
Okay.
broad authority.
I'll amend my motion to include that they can expand it out to whatever is most beneficial to the group.
You want to amend your second there?
Yes.
Okay,
fine.
thank you, sir. Any other questions from the board?
Well, one of the things that I want to add on to what Brian says, even though Russell County and we've got these other counties, Russell County is the base here.
Yes.
So we're taking the lead on this, so.
This team's going to be called Russell County Technical Rescue. These other groups are just going to be helping us with it. So they'll be doing cave rescue, vertical, advanced vertical, basic and light duty rescue. That's rappelling and getting things like that, and all the water rescue stuff. So it's going to be encompass all those technical rescue things that a lot of agencies don't do anymore.
Like we told Governor Youngkin, we're going to be proactive, not reactive, and I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. You're doing a good job.
Thank
I
you, sir.
really appreciate that. So no further discussion. Call for a motion. Oh, a vote, I'm sorry.
Yes.
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 And yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
I'm, as chairman here, I want to kind of back up, and so we don't keep, as far as the tax rate set, is that on the county attorney's, movement?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
just wanted to ask. I just wanted to clarify and make sure of that. Okay, now we've got, Larry Hughes and Mr. Eric McReynolds. If you guys want to come up, please, and just state your name and where you live.
My name is Eric McReynolds. I live in Washington County, 20311 Woodhouse Road, Bristol, Virginia. But it is Washington County.
I'm Larry Hughes. I live in 30 Glade Hollow Drive here in Russell County, and Eric is one of my guests tonight.
Mr. Chair, Russell County Board of Supervisors, thank you so much for having VCDL here. I am the Washington County representative, VCDL, that's the Virginia Citizens Defense League. We work off of federal and state, mainly off of the constitutional, federal constitution, and then the state, the Virginia Declaration of Rights, Article 1 and 13. Now, with that said, our teams and organization have sent many of us out, and what I have in front of me is a list of 95 counties that we're going to talk to renew and uphold the 2A resolution amendment. It's called many things. And that's it. But you know what's more important? 2A resolution is wonderful, and it's by the people, and we know what it's backed by. But right now we're stepping up, and we're already talking about federal and how we can keep our rights as American and Virginians on our ways of life and what we value. Now, I know VCDL is arms, firearms, but it goes deeper than that. So we are asking that this county's 2A resolution is upheld. I know it's broad, but it's upheld. And we are going to continue to work hard and work on a federal level, definitely state. And that's what we're here about. And I do appreciate your time and having us be here to speak. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Larry Hughes. Y'all have seen me here a couple times, and I've got some memos I'm going to read from. I'm going to kind of reinforce what Eric said here, but I want to thank the board, the chair, the county administrator, and the attorney of records, again, for giving me the time. And I want to thank you, the board members, for your service to the county. I know it's a tough job, so I do thank you. But again, what I want to look here is please bear with me for a brief moment or two that I want to introduce you to a concept I think is important I'd like the county to consider as a legal endeavor, if you would. For a short term, for a name, whatever you want to call it, I'll call it the VCON. which stands for Virginia Constitutional Overreach Nullification Coalition. And I think we need to develop a coalition, both the state level and federal level, to combat a lot of things that's getting ready to come down. I'm concerned. So as I read down through here, so I'm concerned with the future fate of our good people of Virginia, more specifically Russell County, and definitely fear the demise and laws of our constitutional rights and freedoms as Virginia does cycle into a new liberal progressive administration with the General Assembly out of Richmond. I do believe that we will witness the forthcoming of many new laws being passed without regard to violation of both our state and U.S. federal constitution. I'm worried about the extreme new educational mandates that may be placed on our school systems, as well as a flagrant attack on the Constitution of Virginians. Article 1, Bill of Rights, especially Section 1, that's the equality and rights of men, namely the enjoyment of life, liberty, with the means of acquiring and progressing property. And I emphasize progressing property because if I own property, whatever it is, the state really doesn't have a right to take it. And pursuing and obtaining happiness and safety. And the other thing is safety. Some of the things in the 2A amendment is for safety. If you're a farmer, a farm owner, or whatever, you're even living in a residential setting, you have a right to protect your family. You have a right to protect your livestock. So if you take away my rights as a 2A amendment, you take away my gun ownership rights or limit me, I have to have my lock and key that I can't get to them, then what good does it do me? So again, I want to caution you with that. Thus, as we see presumptive evidence that the conclusions can be easily drawn about the facts that the existence of the danger of maladministration by the radical liberals in Richmond, being example by the passage of over 30 gun control bills last year. Of the 34, I think it's over 34, the governor vetoed 30, which is being illegal or wrong or in violation. So we don't, again, we've lost that protection, so now we need to continue. I do respect requests for the board to draft, if you would, and submit a letter of request to our outgoing key legislative leaders in Richmond, as well as others around the Commonwealth of Virginia. I specifically humble request the board to submit a request to Jason Myers, the Attorney General, along with these similar letters to submitted to Glenn Youngkin, the governor, Winston Sears, again, the lieutenant governor, and as well as again to our respected Commonwealth Attorney, Mr. Zach Stutz, and to our County Sheriff Bill Watson, and local police chiefs and other Virginia senators and delegates that can help us develop this coalition, working together as a cohesive power to solve the problems. I request for the board to reach out to our neighboring counties, legal entities to include private attorneys, educational legal scholars to join in a cohesive and combined effort to align with the good people of Russell County to bring about legal challenges to defend and combat the unconstitutional outreach of illegal actions by our newly elected magistrates. That's, again, trustees are civil servants. They are civil servants. If you go back and you look at the definitions back in 1876, civil servants, you are civil servants. So that's what we need to look at. Again, I think they're misguided in what they're trying to do. Maybe they have good intentions. But again, you can have good intentions and still make mistakes. So again, we need to protect the inherent rights of the citizens of Russell County and Virginia and the United States as a whole. So again, what is their solution? The choice of resolution is, if there was sanctuary county, is a good start. That's just a start. A lot of people challenge us, say, well, because of the certain laws and rules and regulations, we have to comply with Virginia. But some people fail to recognize the Cooley Act, or the Cooley Rule resolution, which is just opposite to some of the other things we got. We can still fight some of this, but I'm not a learned legal scholar, but I'm going to trust you. You'll reach out to those scholars. All right, but we must be extremely progressive in our defending our constitutional rights. We need to develop a coalition, both at the state level and perhaps more important, at the federal level, to combat these liberals that are going to come out of Richmond and want to push many, many new regulations. So with that said and done, I want to thank you for the consideration, and I hope you will provide excellent concerns to this urgent matter. We must be proactive again in our challenges. I want to give thanks to Mr. Eric McReynolds here, he's a 20-year veteran, by the way. He spent 20 years in the military. So he's talking about what he knows. And again, as he pointed out, he spent 20 years being trained to carry an AR-15, but now he's supposed to own one. And that doesn't make sense. You train him, you teach him, he knows how to handle it. So that's the problem we're dealing with. So again, I want to thank him and for his role in bringing the BDCL to this area. So we have a local chapter here. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Larry. Mr. Reynolds, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it, and thanks for the work that you're doing. We've had some good conversation. Like I told Larry and him, I said, you know, I think to combat this, resolutions are good, but I think it's going to be a progressive thing to take it to the federal level, because the federal actually overrides the state. So I told him I'm willing to work with you in any way I can to make sure that we can further the support of this board. And I'm sure you've got board members here that passed the 2A resolution, and the new board members that surely support the 2A. I know they do. So anything that I think we can do to help, I think we're all open to do whatever we can. And I'll get with Tyler, our attorney, because he's also heavily into legislative positions to help our candidates and stuff. So I'll reach out to him and see what action we need to take. Okay?
Great.
Thank you. The board have any other questions? Okay, if not, now we'll go into new business. Approval of minutes. Consider approval of minutes of the following meeting of the Russell County Board of Supervisors, and the unapproved minutes of November 3rd, 2025. Everybody had a chance to review those?
Make a motion, we approve those amendments. Approve those minutes, excuse me.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we got a second. Any discussion on those? Okay, I'll call for the vote.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Okay, now approval of expenditures. Consider approval of expenditures presented for payment. Everybody had a chance to look over the bills to be paid.
I'll make a motion that we approve the bills.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brady. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, God bless you. Okay, now we'll go on down to committee appointments. Tourism Advisory Committee, and I think Ms. Tara, that's her pick, and she's asked to put that on hold till next meeting. She's having a discussion with some people. Is that okay, Ms. Tara? And Russell County Planning Commission, Philip Addington's up for to reappoint him for another 4-year term.
Yes, that comes out of my district, and Mr. Addison has moved, so we're holding that. That place card is held for him, so he's sitting there until any decisions made on his side of the fence. But he can serve as long as he wants to, or as long as this board has the pleasure for him to serve. So I'll just leave him there like that.
Thank
okay?
you, Ms. Wallace.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now we're going into citizens' comment period. We'll limit this to 3 minutes. We have Larry Hughes. Do you want to speak again, or do you want to?
Yeah, one question. Yeah, I would like to see the board consider writing a letter to our elected representatives that will help us to put this coalition together. I really think it's important if we can get all the counties together, and then maybe we can send everything to Washington, D.C. and get them involved with this. I really think we need to move on with this, right?
Does the board have any opposition about sending this letter? Anybody? Anybody? I'll instruct us to get with you and draft the letter, and we'll get it on its way.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. And then Eric, I've got you on here again, but you want to say anything else?
No, thank you. I had more than enough time. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you all.
I might mention one thing. Some other counties have reached out to me and asked me, said, what y'all doing on trade resolution? Some of the other counties have actually brought to the board and they have reaffirmed their trade resolution. So
I can put that on the agenda next month if that's okay, because I think I've talked to you about that. We'll kind of get together and come up with some solutions to how we're going to handle this and move it forward in a rapid pace. But thank you all both for your presentation. Okay, that's the last, the citizens' comment, constitutional officer reports and requests. Bill, do you have anything you want to say?
Quick report of some things that have been going on for the last couple of weeks. The grand jury met and there's 123 indictments handed down, or 137 indictments handed down for 23 individuals on drug distribution charges and possessions in our community. It's a great thing. Still in the process of rounding some up that's still on the run. Another thing we've had going is this scam. I'd like to caution everybody to the scams that's going around. You know, you get letters, federal, that you miss federal jury duty, and it's gonna cost you $15,000 to get out of it. They're actually using a name that works for Russell County Sheriff's Office as a detective, actually conning people out of their money. They're actually sending money, giving their bank routing numbers and things of that nature, and once it's gone, it's gone. We had a little situation where a gentleman from Coburn banked at New People's Bank in Castlewood. The bank alerted us to a potential scam. An individual was coming in to withdraw $40,000, had already withdrew like $4,500. Met with two individuals, gave him $4,500. They then asked for $40,000 more, had him scared. Went to the bank to withdraw it. We talked to the guy, set up a sting operation. There was two individuals from the state of Georgia that was arrested. They're being held at the regional jail right now, so that's two that we've caught. But would like to caution, you know, our community to these scams. You know, don't do anything by the phone. Don't play into it. And if there's any question anybody has, call me. Call my office before you do anything. Let us talk about it before you do anything. Don't be threatened or coerced or any of that to make these payments to these people, because it is rampant right now. It is very rampant. So, talked to another individual at Walmart yesterday. He said, I need to come talk to you, and said, I think I've been scammed. I said, how much? He said, $150. And I said, $150? He said, no, $150,000. I thought, okay. So they're out there, and it's easy. So I just ask the community to be careful, cautious to any of this. Once it's sent, there's a limited amount of time that they may be able to stop it from going overseas. It usually winds up in Nigeria. Once it goes across the ocean, it's gone. There's no retrieving it. So I just like to put that caution out, especially now during the holiday. A lot of elderly people being targeted. So just like to put that out and just give a report on some of the things that we've been doing at the sheriff's office.
I don't think any legitimate company is going to do something like that over the phone. I mean, or even threaten you. They'll send you a document of some sort.
Well,
Nothing over the phone.
law enforcement, we don't threaten you by the phone. We're coming after you, and you have to pay. We don't ask for any money. It's not for law enforcement to collect the money. It's for the court system to do. We don't call and pressure anybody. That's just something that never goes on. If we was to have a paper, we'll come see that individual. But, you know, when you feel that threat, and one of the papers I looked at said the Eastern District of the United States, and, you know, we're in the Western District of Abingdon. You know, it's not legit. It's an immediate flag right there when you looked at it. So, you know, I just like to get that out. People need to be very cautious to these people, because there is a lot of people being scammed, a lot of people. And a lot of people won't even come forth because of the embarrassment of it. They don't want to think they've been, you know, let anybody know they've been taken. But we're talking, you know, just the jury scams, $15,000 just to get out of trouble. They've had scams where somebody's called and said that a family member's been involved in a horrific accident. You know, before they can med flight them by helicopter, airlift them to a hospital, they must receive payment before they do it, and it's critical that they do it right now, and it's kind of a pressure thing. We don't do that either. So, just heads up to our community. If you feel like something's not right, call me, call the department, call a deputy or an investigator to come out. Let's look at it before you ever do anything.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for what
Bill,
you
if
guys.
you can make a press release on that situation at Castlewood
We
and some of the other things that
Yeah.
you mentioned there, just, not everybody's watching this meeting tonight, but
Yeah.
somebody might read something on Facebook and share it with a family member.
We've shared it
or
on
read it in the
Facebook.
newspaper, or however, just if we can get that out there so the public is aware that it's going on.
Yeah, we
Pretty
have it-
rampant.
We have it on our Facebook page, the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. And myself and Commonwealth Attorney Zach Stutz has made a release on it also. So it is out there. So, you know, next step is try to get the media outlet of News Center 5, WJHL, and WVVA, and people like that to put it out to caution people. So we're working on that.
Thank you. Thank you,
you all.
sir. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to county attorney reports and requests. Mr. Tyler?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the first item I have is the Commonwealth Energy Partners Solar Project. So I know we have a couple of those guys here. I would invite the board, of course, we had the public hearing last month, asked a lot of questions to these folks. I think the project, there's been some good changes come through. I'll open that up to any of those guys to answer questions from the board. I know they're prepared. I spoke with them beforehand. So any questions the board has for that, I'd invite you to ask that to the CEP folks that are here.
You guys want to come up? You guys want to come up?
And then ultimately, the agenda item, if there's no questions or once the questioning's finished, is a vote to approve or deny that project.
Any board members?
Just for clarification for those folks, all the red lines that are in this is what they have marked out. That is what they are removing from their contract with us. And they have put in the new blue is what they have stated that they will adhere to in this project. And I read in your note that you did visit the Mitchell family.
I did, yes, ma'am. And it's good to see Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell here this evening. I appreciated the board allowing us extra time to go out and look at the Stewart Land and Cattle property from their vantage point. It was pretty informative for me, and I appreciated the Mitchells letting me come meet with them and discuss further. There's a couple areas, I know the visual, the visibility of the project was one of the chief concerns at the public hearing, and we identified 2 areas that we want to exclude comprehensively for panels. And those 2 areas that we've identified are those that, one of those is the area that's most visible from the Mitchell's property. So we've adjusted our, what we're currently showing as a site plan in response to that concern.
But you still have not designated what, is it 42 acres, 40 something that you want to put your first panels? You have not marked that out yet, there have you?
No, ma'am, we've not.
Last week, Mr. Lester and I visited the property, and Andrew Gilmer took us around on side by side. Weather was just a little bit better than it is today, but we did look over the property, and it was good to be able to see from the ground where those panels would be on those ridge tops, and base that on the concern that was given by multiple citizens and last month as far as the site on the property and what you'll be able to see. So after visiting the site, I felt confident that the site, anybody seeing anything from their home or from the road, it can be shielded And due to the topography of the property, probably won't be able to see anything anyways because it is such a big property. And I appreciate Stewart Land letting us come out and showing us around, and y'all preparing the map that I'd requested so that I could hold that in my hands and see where I was going as we were going. So I appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah, and appreciate y'all taking time to go out there and see it for yourself. Thank you.
Just a little bit of, nothing big, but on page 3, section F and G, the vegetative buffer in F does not speak explicitly to native, but the pollinator habitats does speak to native. So can we add native into that to make sure you're not planting kudzu? I know, I'm being flippant, so forgive me.
No, it's a good question. We definitely don't want kudzu. We do, I think with our engineers and planning that, do prefer natives. I think we can do it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we prefer it. I think we can write it in, and add that to the language.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we can follow up with, I think just adding the word native, but we can also clarify if it needs to go further.
You have it in the pollinator section.
Same language?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You just don't have
Have it in
native
veget.
in F, and I was just asking. It's not a big deal, but thank you.
No, thank you.
It is. She's trying to get rid of all kudzu in the county.
Like Miss Tara
She has a
said,
campaign.
autumn olives and kudzu. Yeah, please.
And the trees, the buffer that's gonna be planted, that's probably gonna be pines or something that's year-round green, correct?
Correct, yes, absolutely.
We had assumed that last week we were up there, but I did say I would ask, so I'd forgotten until that question was asked.
You don't always see that, but interestingly, but the year-round green is what is most effective, is what is needed, so.
So you did go meet with the Mitchells?
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
I think
And,
that was,
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that was really needed, so, and that went well. You all feel like that went well, Mitchell family? Yeah. So you've got here where you've excluded, but we don't still know where it will be exactly, but these are the two areas that will be seen from their home, correct?
The one, the visual setback area, thank you, Mr. Lester, for pulling this up.
That one is the one that will be
Correct.
seen from their
From
home.
their side.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was the most
Okay.
concerning to them, based on the slope that faces towards their house. There probably wouldn't have been panels there, or at least in all that, but we pushed that line to the west, based on, checking in the field, talking with them.
And so that it's official and
That's
it's in the paperwork and that will not,
That's correct, yes.
You know, okay.
This map would be in Exhibit C of the siting. And then we added the second area to the south in orange that's closer to the homes, that back up to that southern boundary. And we added the bright green buffer line on the Mitchell side too, to make sure that
Yep.
the topography is a little bit different there. We wanted to make sure that that vegetative buffer allows for the road to come up, but also screens to the east as well.
And that, just for the knowledge of it, that green line there, that buffer, that's where their road is gonna come into the property at, so, it's pretty isolated up there where you're gonna be coming off the road. And, if anybody wanted to know about how trucks getting in or out, it's gonna be up there on the top right-hand corner basically, and then that green line coming up where that buffer is gonna be, that's the road going up a hollow there.
I'm gonna ask the county attorney, you've looked at all these proposed changes and everything, and you're okay with it? You've
Yes.
worked with them, okay.
Any other further questions from the board?
And if there's no further questions, the last part of the number 1 on the county attorney's report would be to ask for a motion to approve or deny the project, or to sign the siding agreement, rather.
I'll make a motion, we approve the siding agreement.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
With the changes of the native
Yeah.
vegetation. So,
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
And I want to thank the Mitchells too for that, working all that out for their benefit. Like Ms. Dye said here, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Not to belabor it, but I also want to credit Mr. R.D. Sneed as well. Was very, went well out of his way to connect ourselves with the Mitchells and kind of facilitate that meeting. And
Who now? Who?
The man's way back there.
And I'm appreciative
you,
of his friendship and his generosity. So thank you. Thank you, R.D.
Thank you, R.D.
And thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
very much, everyone.
So, Mr. Chairman, the second item I would have for the county attorney's reports and requests would be the machinery and tools tax ordinance. This is something that we had the public hearing on in November at the regular board meeting. So before you is the proposed ordinance that I've drafted. So the beginning portion, of course, is just the recitals stating that, no governing board can pass a tax ordinance without a public hearing, which was checked off last month. Outlines that the Board of Supervisors does have the authority to implement such a tax on the machinery and tools of a data center. Section 1 goes through what that tax rate would be. Of course, that's subject to the board's discretion. That can be whatever the board wants it to be set as. What we have in the template there is 24 cents on the $100 worth of assessed value. That is mirror image with what the Lonesome Pine RIFA has, which is Lee County, Scott County, Wise County, Dickinson County, and the city of Norton. So, of course, with those being our neighbors, my advice would be to follow suit or as close therein. I know the board had asked last month to put together some comparison. Loudoun County, $4.15 is their tax rate on data centers. Tazewell County has $2. And like I said, all the neighboring counties, Lee, Scott, Wise, Dickinson, that's 24 cents on the $100. For comparison, the regular machinery and tools tax in Russell County is $1.95. So Section 2 shows exactly what that would apply to any sort of machinery and tools being used within that data center. And this is a very short and sweet ordinance, only 5 sections in it. Section 3 talks about how those will be assessed. Section 4, and of course this is another part that could be changed by the board, just have in as it would take effect January the 1st of 2026. And Section 5, boilerplate with any legislation severability. If any part of the legislation is stricken down for any reason whatsoever, the rest of the ordinance would remain in effect. And Section 6, which, of course, I did skip over that part, that's just the outline that the Board of Supervisors did adopt the ordinance. So if the board has any questions on that, feel free to ask. Otherwise, would ask for a motion to approve the ordinance.
I do have a question, Tyler. Did you look into Wythe County? I just saw an article this past week that they are getting a data center. What is their tax rate currently?
I don't know on Wythe County off the top of my head.
How long ago did Wise and Lee and them set that rate?
I believe that was 2021.
So 4 years ago?
Yes.
Landscape has changed a lot in 4 years, I would say, on data centers, but I'll just leave it at that.
It has definitely changed. And one thing that I can point out, I spoke to one of the IDA members earlier, and Wise County won't be ready to do anything for another 5 to 6 years with their property. So that, I just want to put that out there. That does leave us something to, we're not in some dead heat, is what I'm saying, trying to compete with them. Because they're not as ready as we are if we were to get something, so.
Well, I hate not to be competitive because I think we have a lot of opportunity here. And I'm willing to make a motion that we set that tax rate at 24 cents. That's not to say that we can't change it on down the road. But in order to get a facility in here, I think we need to be at that particular rate. So I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We got a second. Any further discussion?
I'll
Yes.
say,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's one thing to be competitive, but we don't wanna cut off our nose to spite our face. We don't want, I'm sorry, we don't want Russell County to look desperate, and we don't wanna take, we don't wanna leave anything on the table. I know we don't wanna be greedy, obviously, but we need to look at this, I think.
Well, I don't want to scare them off, and I think that's probably a distinct possibility, considering, and what I saw in Wythe County is it looked to me like the article that I saw from Cardinal News said they were developing I think a data center park is what they were doing, and I think the people there were gonna own the properties and lease spaces out and whatever, but at any rate, I think, and I don't think we're really losing anything, once they're in here and we see which way is which and what the revenues look like. As I understand, the revenues are gonna be fairly substantial, remarkably substantial, even at that 24-cent rate, and there's always a possibility to change it, in the years following. So, but the important thing is to get them in here if we can.
I'll say that I think that anything is better than nothing, but I know Henrico County just had theirs set up, and they're at $2.20 Most of the northern counties are going to be in the 2+ range. I would like to know before voting on this, but what Wythe County's rate is, because establishing a rate 4 years ago, like I said, is a completely different landscape to today, and it's hard to get a good justification for whether or not that's a competitive market rate versus what Wythe County is doing right now is a good market rate for what would be current value for that tax rate.
And Mr. Kaiser, if I may, what I'm seeing on Wythe County's website, just a general machinery and tools tax is at $1.50.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But no, I agree with Nate.
It does not specify if
No, it
that's.
doesn't.
A lot of counties just use their M&T as their base.
And I believe Tazewell is mirrored as well. Their general machinery and tools is the same as the data centers.
But like you said, a lot has changed in 4 years, especially when it comes to data centers. And I think it would be nice to know if Wythe is any different or if they're just using their general.
How often can this be changed, Tyler? Or when? Like a year from now? How long is this good for?
Yeah, so indefinitely. It would just need a new public hearing to change the ordinance.
Essentially every 2 months, we could change this if we wanted to.
In theory, yeah.
Okay.
Talk about scaring people off, Andrew.
I'll call.
Nobody's watching this, right?
Mr. Chair, if I may, I just have a housekeeping question.
right ahead.
In that ordinance, it says on the third whereas, can we look at that? Is that supposed to be like that? Isn't that supposed to be Russell County somewhere?
Third section.
The third whereas at the very top of the big thing.
No, so that is just a cite to what's a cite to case law. That is a previous Virginia Supreme Court case.
Okay, can we say that? Or does that say that?
No, that's the
Okay.
name of the case.
All right, thank you. It does say that, thank you. I've got it marked and highlighted, I just wanted to question that.
Yeah.
So, since everyone's thrown their 2 cents in there, I'm gonna throw my 24 cents in there and say that, I talked very candidly with several of, my board members, and, I felt very confident that the IDA was, making a recommendation that I could live with. I was much on the fence about a whole lot of things as far as the money goes, but after hearing some of their explanations to me, I'm very satisfied. I was also saying not to gouge, but to say, yeah, I need more money. We all do. I also wanted to make clear that I did not want to be competing with my sister counties to try to blow them out of the water to be first or second or third. This is not competition, it should be complementary of all of us here in the region. So I'm sticking with 24 cents. Andrew, do your thing.
I'll call the vote, yes.
Yes.
We're working it, David.
Sorry. No.
Yes.
Yes.
For the time being, yes.
And yes. And I do want to say this, and the board actually knows there's been a lot of work that's went into this, a lot of preparation. I'm not on the IDA, but I work very closely with these guys and gals that when it comes to technology, we need to be on the cuff of technology. One of the things that has been discussed is these could possibly turn into large regional projects, and the reason I say that is if we open the door to this and be very competitive, like Ms. Wallace said, we don't want to be different than our neighbors, because there could be an opportunity that we're going to have to share power services and gas and water permitting services. So these opportunities that the IDA are having discussions with, not on just one location, but multiple locations, could expand these opportunities into other buildings and other areas. One of the things I've told Ernie and I've told Ron and them, you know, the greatest blessing we could have is to run out of property and have to worry about where we're going to put the next one. And they're so close to that right now. It ain't even funny, because I talked to Ron on the phone about that. Well, where we're gonna put another building at? So I think it's a good problem to have. And I had a comment made to me by a gentleman, very successful in business. And he told me this, and he told Ernie this. He said, a little bit of something's better than nothing. And if you're not competitive, you're not going to be able to get it. But once you get it, then others are going to come. They'll come because of the door of opportunity has been open. So I really appreciate you guys for your hard work, the many calls. My trip to D.C. wasn't invalid, you know, when I went to D.C. and had that meeting, you know, with them, and Ernie giving me insight and instruction and everything that needed to be said. So I really appreciate y'all, and I appreciate your leadership for what you're doing is getting these things rolling. Thank you.
I'm going to confess, I was much like Lou. I was hanging right around 50 cents, you know, because I said, you know, we need to, you know, this is low. Until I talked to 3 or 4 of the IDA members, and they explained to me, you know, the revenues that we're really looking at, even at that rate. So, you know, and the opportunity presents itself, and it doesn't, we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. We can always raise it if we just see that there's a problem with that 24 cents, you know. So I'm happy with that.
Go up, but you don't want to go back. Nope. It's good to start out low and go up, then start out high and have to back it down.
Let's get it first. I mean, you know, the competition is fierce out there, I know, and I don't want to see all the work that you guys have done, you know, go to naught, you know, it's because we priced ourselves out of the market.
And the good thing about it, from our constituent standpoint, we could fix a lot of things. You know, we didn't create the housing evaluation. We didn't create it. The board didn't. And the tax situation, you know, put us all in a real predicament. But you can't fix things unless you have money. And you got to have this kind of money to be able to address some of those issues. And I really appreciate this opportunity. Okay, moving on, Mr. Attorney.
Yes, so the third item is for the Russell County Division of Economic Quality Landfill Assurance, or Environmental Quality, excuse me. So this is something that's required by DEQ. So essentially all this would be for the county to negotiate a line of credit to ensure any sort of solid waste disposal, cleanup, that sort of thing. So this is something the county's done before. It's just basically, I believe, a formality at this point. So we'll just ask for a motion for the county administrator to execute a line of credit to keep this process ongoing.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you all. Okay,
And-
now we have another one.
Yes, the next item would be for Project Powder. This is something, an economic development opportunity that the IDA is working on. So the first step in that process would be to transfer the property itself to the Industrial Development Authority. Of course, with any land transfer done by the governing board, has to have a public hearing. So I would essentially ask for a motion to set a public hearing for next month's Board of Supervisors meeting on the transfer of the property for Project Powder.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes, thank you. I'm excited about this project.
And the next item is very similar, also deals with Project Powder. This would essentially be for AML grant funding. Essentially would ask for a motion for the county administrator to execute the paperwork to apply for the AML grant funding for the project.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
The next item up would be the countywide forensic audit. That one requires no board action. It's just simply an update. The Forensic Audit Committee has begun conducting interviews through the 3 firms that submitted RFPs. So those interviews are ongoing. We'll have, of course, more updates come the January board meeting. So then we'd move on to line number 7 that was added at the beginning of this meeting. So essentially, this falls from 2011. The Russell County Board of Supervisors was at 6 members, then kind of had a bifurcated option there to either move to 7 members or 5 members. Of course, I've been approached as to present this as far as drafting a resolution for the board's consideration at the January meeting. The idea of reducing or consolidating the districts, the voting districts for the Board of Supervisors from 7 members to 5 members. So would essentially just ask the board for authorization to draft that resolution and come back for the January meeting for discussion with the full board.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
And that would conclude the county attorney's reports, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, sir. And thanks for your hard work, Tyler. County Administrator reports and requests.
Thank you, Chairman. First on the county administrator reports and requests is the Russell County Road Reporting System. Please take a look at, the 3 that's on there. Take a look at those if they're in your area. One of them, actually, we've already been working on into the GB Short Street with VDOT on Banner Street. So, Ms. Walsh, you've seen the response from VDOT on that one.
I did. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And next is the VDOT update for the December board. Of course, VDOT right now has no board action request, but one of the notes that we've been working on, myself and VDOT, and were to advertise for a public hearing on December the 17th at the Southwest Community College for the potential projects at the Rosedale Route 80/19 intersection, which is, their Honaker, which is one of the most dangerous intersections for, and also the Hansonville Route 19 and 58 intersection, which is the other intersection that, due to the volume of traffic, I don't know if it was the casino or what, but there's a high volume of traffic at there, and we're going to have to come up to a solution. So they've already got a set of plans. I will be sending that out to the board members before the December the 17th meeting, so that you can see the different proposals that VDOT's proposing for you. So, of course, the Rosedale, and Route 81 has to deal with traffic safety and T-bones and crossing over going on the Route 80. The Hansonville is the traffic volume. So that's a good thing, more traffic volume in Russell County. So take a look at the rest. It's just maintenance activities, what they have planned. Of course, we know we're in the winter months, so it's, construction is starting to wind down. They're trying to do as much as they can. So take a look at those and the projects that have been completed. Next on the county administrator reports is the county projects. The ones that's in progress, I like to point out, is of course, the Russell County Animal Shelter. On the site development, we've already got the approval from the town of Lebanon for their zoning. Also, we've already got our ENS back that has been approved for us to proceed. So now that we can go ahead and do this within zone and within environmental requirements. Also, I give the board a report on the fire department generators. Those are up to date and are coming in. Our staff is working on installing the propane tanks that are on them. Some of them's already been done, and the board has a full report on that. Next one is the Cleveland Community Center. We've had to replace one of the old windows that was over in the kitchen. We've ordered a replacement, a fixed placement on that. The IT upgrade, that's been completed as of and checked. So, and the playground equipment, that is on the PSA's agendas to repair. So, and the walking trail is getting ready to be gravelled. And also, addition, since this morning, we're going to bring some gravel in. It started to rut out coming into the community center off the road, and we're going to bring rock in there so it's a better transition. So that's in that one. The library bathrooms, we're tag teaming this one from the county's perspective, and also the school board technical school is working on this. The students are going to try, so they want involved, and so we're going to tag team this between the Russell County Board of Supervisors, carpenters, and the trade schools. So they're learning, and this will be a good little project for them to do, especially during the winter months. So we'll be proceeding on that. The PSA on their projects is the same as it was last month. Everybody's winding down, especially in the Tiller Trailer Park. That project has finished up, so now they're looking for the spring projects that are in the spring. So next is the VACO Preliminary Legislative Program 2026. It's that time again. So as far as the board to be thinking about, if you want to go up for the 2026 legislation, there's going to be a lot. I know that y'all got the 2026 report from VACO, but there's a but here, and I'm using Rebecca's but. They're going to be adding a lot. There is a lot that's coming through that was not on the VACO's radar when this was developed. So that they don't have, that's what I'll be sending to you. But the important thing is the things that are coming through the trifecta right now are going to be looked at, and Larry mentioned a couple of them. So these things are already being mentioned there, and I'll get the list out, and y'all are on the list too. So we'll be receiving a lot of information. So be thinking about that between now and January. Next on the county administrator reports is the Cumberland Plateau. This is a grant for $275,000. When the county started to work on the Pure Salmon project, of course, we got $850,000 on the road project from VDOT, but we also simultaneously went out to the planning district, tried to get the water and sewer that's going to be within the road bed. There's about 1,600 approximately linear feet that's there from the termini at Route 19 to the pump station at the top of this cul-de-sac. So we've got a grant from the Cumberland Plateau Planning District for the water and sewer lines at there. I need a motion to accept $275,000 from Cumberland Plateau Planning District for Pure Salmon water and sewer lines.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
I have some discussion.
Okay.
When they run out of $275,000, who's gonna pick up the rest?
When I estimated this on the 1,600 linear feet, I was very explicit. It goes as far as it's going, number one. When it's expended, we're finished. Number two is this, I overestimated. I wanted, there's a cushion in this estimate, has a big contingency in it. If I don't use it, then we won't have to, but we estimated it
So
very on the high end.
This will be going from 19 up their property to the top of the hill.
Top where the proposed cul-de-sac is.
Okay,
Yes,
and it
16.
says water and sewer. Well, we
Yes.
don't have sewer in Belfast area.
They will be coming from Tazewell County side. The only
So-
thing we're doing is the road bed.
So you will be putting water and sewer lines on their property from 19 up to the top of that hill,
In the road bed, the
where,
VDOT.
where the road is that
Yes,
they're
ma'am.
building now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
But like Rebecca said, that's like one and done.
all and done. When it's done.
When
but
it's
we
done, it's
estimate-
That's why
done.
I gave the second. I want to
Yeah,
make sure that.
we estimate, I put a 20% contingency in this, and that's usually, that's very high, but, also the other thing that's in there that, and we're also performing this with the in-county PSA, so this will be a revenue source for them too.
So this
So
is
we
going to
could
be a
contain-
forced account?
Yes, ma'am. That way we could control the cost. When the PSA, they know what they've got and they know when to stop and start.
So we're going on private property, putting up, and when 275,000 is gone, that's it?
That's
Russell
it.
County's not gonna be on, our taxpayers aren't gonna be on the hold for any more?
Based off the estimates, the three estimates that we've got of the 1,600 linear feet and what the pipe is already there and materials, we should be able to do it for 275 easily.
Is that a typo? Cause you're saying 1,600, but in this document, it says 1,184.
1,184. That there's linear footage down at 19 that has to be added to.
Okay, on the road.
Yeah, that's why we ensured that we did not miss any of the linear footage in this estimate.
Okay.
Okay, what size pipe is this?
It's an 8-inch pipe.
8-inch, okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Chair, I had something for Lonzo in regards
Yes,
to
go
that.
right ahead, sir.
That pipe that's at the top of the hill, is that all that you needed? You're gonna need more than that, right?
There's 1,600 linear feet, there is, but that was not even included in the estimate. That's part of the project. They've already bought that and expended it, Pure Salmon has.
So that's all
So
part
most
of
of
what
our
we're
will
gonna
be
be
the
using.
labor and equipment.
Okay, so that's what we saw when we
That
did
is
that.
correct. That
Okay.
8-inch back pipe that was standing at the top of the slope. Next on the county administrator reports and requests is the VDOT recreational access pre-application coordination form. What a mouthful. This is Tank Hollow Road. Miss Tara Dye has been working on this access road for the recreational for the Tank Hollow. And this is another good one that VDOT has given. And it is 100% paid by VDOT, $169,150 to improve the existing VDOT maintained gravel road that provides access to the existing parking area maintained by the Department of Conservation and Recreation. The project area will be approximately 0.8 acres. This will be from the intersection of 1208 to the dead end, which is a length of 0.21 miles. And I need approval for $169,150 for the VDOT recreational access pre-application coordination form
I'll
for
make that
the Tank
motion.
Hollow Road.
Okay.
I'll
Miss-
second it.
We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
I'd
Go
like to
ahead.
thank Jeff Buchanan for bringing this to our attention. And the board, as well as the county administrator, needs to remember that this money comes available. It's every July 1, correct, Lonzo?
Yes, sir.
So we have areas all over the county. Nash's Ford come to my mind. So there's a boat ramp at Nash's Ford. We have a lot of areas that could use upgrading, so we need not forget that this funding is available every July 1. And special thank you for Jeff Buchanan for figuring this out for us.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
And these are the pictures that y'all see in the back, in the beginning of the project, looking down the hill and up the hill. This is the project. Look how steep that is. This is a good little project. Next is the Russell County November or statewide 2025 general election abstracts of votes. The board has opportunity to look at the abstracts from the governor, the lieutenant governor, of course, the attorney general, and the House of Delegates, and the Also, the mayor of St. Paul. I needed approval for all the abstracts of votes for the 2025 general election.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
And with the holidays, it's that time of year again. Next on the county administrator reports is the request from the Russell County Sheriff's Department, Christmas shop with a cop request. So that's been in the board packet, and I'll leave that to the pleasure of the board of supervisors.
What did we give last year, Lonzo? Was it 500,000? What was it?
It was 1,000, I think.
1,000?
1,000.
Was it 1,000?
Yeah. It's 1,000.
I'll make that
Right,
motion.
Brian? I think it's
Okay.
1,000.
Th-
You just got up talking about scamming.
I make that motion,
Thank you, Ms. Dye.
$1,000.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
And we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Well, then, next on the county administrator request is the DEQ 2026 Litter Prevention Recyclable Grant that's in your packet. This is for a total of $20,235.04 for the litter prevention and recycling program for Russell County. You'll see the breakdown between what Russell County receives, $13,995.40. The town of Cleveland, $1,658.56. The town of Honaker is $1,658.56. And the town of Lebanon, which is $2,922.52. I needed approval of $20,235.04 for the litter prevention and recycling program grant.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
You got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Okay. Next on the county administrator request is Russell County Sheriff's Department surplus of vehicle. This is the Ford Explorer police vehicle that the Sheriff's Department is asking for to be surplused for sale. I need a motion and approval.
I'll make a motion to sell.
Second.
You got a motion and a second. Thank you all. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Next on the county administrator request is the Russell County Sheriff's Department purchase of the disaster response truck. So the faster they sell it, they're asking for the money back. Brian, if you don't care, come up here and explain to them what we're doing, what was at the beginning for the search and rescue, and you and Bill, if you don't get mine.
Hello again.
Hey
Thank you.
again.
Appreciate you all. The purchase is of a Mack, it used to be a heavy-duty rescue truck that was owned by Bristol Life Saving Crew. A few years ago, Bristol Life Saving Crew sold that vehicle to Cedar Bluff Fire Department. They've had it in service for quite some time. They decided they need something with water, not just a rescue truck. And we're trying to enhance our disaster response and this swift water and search and rescue response. So we need something to transport equipment. So that's the purpose of the purchase of this vehicle. The town of Lebanon has given us half the purchase price, which was $8,750. Captain Puckett, who couldn't be with us tonight, he has been out shaking hands and begging people for money, and the power company has given us a good donation for the purchase of it. I think Tate has given us some money towards a purchase of it, and what was the other company? Town of Honaker gave us a couple $1,000s on the purchase of it. So in essence, this isn't gonna cost the county a penny to get this truck and have it in service. He was also, I think, able to finagle some money to get the striping and graphics put on it. So it's gonna be a huge asset for our response to disasters and the hurricanes and floods and so forth to carry our equipment. We had the one blue truck that you all helped us get a year or so ago, which is a great asset for us, but this is a big county, and if you have to have it in Dane, we can't respond to Belfast very well. So we wanted two vehicles equipped to be able to serve the county, as many citizens and the geography that we have. So that's the purpose of it. We're gonna be able to get the asset for no cost to the taxpayers. So that's what that's for.
Also had the town of Honaker, logo put on it, and
Yes.
also the town of Lebanon's put on it for the recognition that it's a countywide truck that everybody participated in.
Yeah.
And we'll solicit donations from different companies also to help stock the truck with things. We already had a promise of another set of Jaws of Life to go on that one. We have Jaws of Life on the older one, so we're gonna have 2 sets of that, so won't be limited if something does happen.
I liked your all's ideal concept when we met on a continuous basis about having everything together and not have to go look for certain things. You could go ahead and get out on the call quickly and have your chainsaws, have everything on the trucks that you need, you know, to help people immediately. I really appreciate it. And I will tell everybody, if you want to go buy a new vehicle, ask Officer Puckett to go with you, and he'll get a good deal. He'll drain you. He does a good job.
But the town of Lebanon, town of Honaker both were very gracious in helping us to get this vehicle, and it's gonna be a good asset for us. And if you'd like to see it, the next meeting we'll bring it and park it out front, y'all can check it out.
Thank you.
Need a motion?
Yes, please.
Made.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Thank you all. Any other discussion? Okay.
Next on the county administrator.
Wait a minute. I got a call for the
Oh,
vote.
yeah, I was rolling, wasn't
Well,
it?
you're just rolling.
It was free. I
told
was going to
Lonzo not
move.
to delay and talk
Yes.
too much to get it.
Yes.
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 Sorry about
Yes.
that, board member.
And yes, thank you.
When he mentioned free, I was ready to move. Next on the county administrator request is the Russell County employee early payroll and the part-time pay request. This is a tradition annually. This is for the Russell County employees to be able to get paid for a pre ahead of time. That way, it's for the month, but it's so they can do their Christmas shopping. I need approval.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We got a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Next is the employee schedule, which goes with the pay. These are the holidays. Of course, the state holidays right now is the 24th, 25th, and 26th of December. Also, the courts, the Virginia Supreme Court and the Judicial Council is given additional 4 hours on the 24th and 8 hours on the 31st. So that would be the 24th, 25th, 26th, which is already per our policy. The other additional 8 hours would be on the 31st vices in addition to the first. So it was in your packet. I need approval for that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
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 That concludes the county administrator reports and requests.
Okay, next is board discussion and reminders, and I do have one thing. I'll present it after everybody speaks, but Mr. Andrew?
Just like to wish everybody Merry Christmas and remember what Christmas is about, not just gifts and eating, and that we did have a Savior born. And if we don't know him, we need to get to know him. And if you don't know how to get to know him, there's more than enough people here that would love to talk to you about it. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't really have anything, just wishing all my constituents and the entire county and region a blessed Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Obviously, I'm having voice problems, but I do want to tell you all Merry Christmas.
thank you, and we're praying for you that you'll get rid of this crud. Steve?
I'll just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and check in on your neighbors, especially us old elderly people, and make sure that if there's things they need, you can try to kind of help them out.
I'll ditto that. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I hope everyone's, now,
Thanks,
Nate,
scooting
I am
over.
over everything, I promise. I just have a terrible cough. But I do hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, and remember the reason for the season.
Yes, we're praying for you too.
Stay away from Tara and her bag of dyes. There's something about the dyes. Anyway, yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year. Do remember the birth of Christ, our Lord and Savior, during this time. It's the most important thing that there is that you can do in your life. And just want to thank everybody for the ability to serve on this board, and try to make positive changes for the county, so, thank you.
The only thing I have, I need permission from the board on this. In the second week after the new year, I have spoke with Sheriff Watson and actually spoken to Jeff Kinder that I would like to have an emergency responders dinner for our first responders, our volunteers, our rescue fire department, all of our police here at the government center. Sheriff Watson's reaching out to Bill Price, our former sheriff here years ago, to be one of the guest speakers, and also Pastor Jeff Kinder is heavily involved in emergency management, is going to also be one of the speakers. I want to invite all the board and all of our House Delegate Senators to attend this. That's the week before they actually start into their session. I'm asking different people from the school system, also from the college, our new president up there, Dr. Hayes, and different people to come to this. One of the things, we can't thank our volunteers enough. And one of the things I think we can do is show them through this all the positive things that we've been doing in the county. Thank the board for that. To get the type of equipment need to be more proactive, not reactive. But I want to show them our appreciation for a meal. I talked to the county administrator about using some of the funding out of the casino money that would qualify for this event as a per se training consultation type dinner event. So I would like to have the board's approval to have this, and I would love it if you guys would attend. That way we can show everybody our fire rescue and volunteers. I know I've been in the trenches with them here, having meeting after meeting, and knowing what they do, and being experienced. My experience of that is seeing that I just appreciate them so much. The lives they've saved and everything, which I don't want to take any of the kudos for that, because it's all these people on the ground doing the work, doing what they do, and they have a servant's heart. And I've asked Jeff Kinder, which is known for having a servant's heart, and what they do through their church is to rebuild homes, help the needy, feed the hungry, and just like some of the other food banks we have, and Brother Woody Scott, and the ones up here at Belfast, Rosedale, and the one at Lebanon, do a wonderful job. And they handed out all these turkeys, and I've talked to them, and it was a great success, and I want to thank the board for that. What they did and what we was able to do helped feed these families, so thank you. But if I could get you all to, I guess, make a motion to help support this event. Alonzo kind of gave me an estimate of around $3,500 out of the casino fund that it would cost to be able to put something like this together.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we got a couple of seconds. Thank you all so much. We're going to set the date, and I will send it out to the full board once I get with Sheriff Watson to talk to Bill Price, and Sheriff Watson and Bill Price will be coordinating, and Officer Skeens, I want them to be, him and Lonzo, to do the presentation on some of the things that we're doing. I haven't had a chance to get with. I did talk to Sheriff Watson about it, and I did talk to Jeff Kinder, and we will hone this down. I think it possibly on the 10th. Is that what we said?
That's Lorraine, that's where we're
That's
looking
where
at,
we're
but
looking
I
at, the
also have
10th.
it on the January board.
Yeah, we'll
packet.
have
We're
it on
just wanting to
that.
proceed.
Yeah, to proceed. But all in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes, thank you all so much. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
A motion second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you all, and everybody have a Merry Christmas. God bless.
Is it snow seeing?